is the wind. Well, it's a beautiful night, and boy, is it sure wonderful to be at the Goddard House. I think we were at this facility when it first opened. Can someone tell me how many years it's been open now here in Brookline?
2.5, I think.
How, 2.5? Many more than that. Yeah. But anyway, we are happy to be here this evening. My name is Beau Winokur. I am a Brookline resident since 1975. It is my adopted home. I'm here along with my brother Bill Winokur, who is our master of ceremonies this evening. And we also have Neil Green, who is our pianist. Some of you may not be able to see him, but you'll certainly be able to hear him. It's Neil on the keyboard. We have the lovely Cindy Gale, our vocalist, and we have Mr. Larry Willis on the guitar and vocals this evening. So we are going to get started soon, and we think we have a really fun program for a beautiful summer evening. And right now I will turn the microphone over to my brother Bill, and he'll tell you about our first two numbers.
Thank you, Beau. Well, we're really delighted to be here for the jazz series, and we're going to start out with two songs in honor of this great weather we're having, two summer songs. The first one goes back to our grandparents' time, and the second one will bring us to the time when Beau and I were growing up in Millis, Massachusetts. And the first one is in the good old summertime, and the second one is Nat King Cole from 1964 with those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. So here's jazz treatments of those great classics.
In the good old summertime, in the good old summertime, strolling down the avenue with your baby mine, you hold her hand and she holds yours, and that's a very good sign that she's young to see what's in the good old summertime. Good old summertime, in the good old summertime, strolling down that shady lane with your baby mine, you hold her hand and she holds yours, and that's a very good sign that she's young to see what's in that good old summertime.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Dust off the sun and moon and sing a song of cheer. Just fill your basket full of sandwiches and weenies, and lock the house up. Now you're set, and on the beach you'll see the girls in their bikinis, as cute as ever, but they never get 'em wet. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. You'll wish that summer could always be here. Don't have to tell a girl and fella about a drive-in or some romantic movie scene. And from the moment that our lovers start arriving, you'll see more kisses in the cars than on the screen. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of soda and pretzels. Everybody sing it. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. You wish that summer could always be here. You wish that summer could always be here. Thank you.
We'll remember Nat King Cole for many, many years for that one. That's, I always think of summertime. It makes me happy when I hear that song. Makes you smile. And before that, the great old, good old summertime. Well, we're going to move on to the music of Irving Berlin. And this is the jazz series, and the jazz musicians loved his music. Here's Cindy to sing Blue Skies, and we'll have a little jazz solo as well. So look at those skies. We've got the blue skies.
Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, I never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Yeah. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, I never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies, nothing but blue skies, nothing but blue skies from now on.
Thank you so much. Our next song is going to be a tribute to Frank Sinatra. He kind of came up with a concept of how to really swing a song. And the next song that we're going to do is a signature number for Frank Sinatra. It was written by Bart Howard, a great pianist from Iowa. And this was Bart Howard's only song that people ever heard. He wrote many songs, but this is the only one that made it. But that was good enough, because this song was recorded by everybody. So here's Larry Willis, Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me swing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what life is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. I'll fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you.
Done. Larry Willis with the vocal, remembering Frank Sinatra, and Beau with a nice jazzy trumpet solo. Well, we're going to bring you the music of two brothers. We've got two brothers here, Bill and Beau, but this isn't our music. But these brothers really created 1,500 songs together, which really projected the fabric of America. They covered every possible topic and scene, and wrote for the movies and the Broadway shows, and they had an interesting life. It wasn't an easy life. These two Gershwin brothers had a father that moved the family every few months. So the poor boys were always in other schools. George and Ira were always in new schools, having to make new friends. The father was an entrepreneur, and he opened little stores all around all the boroughs of New York. It was actually turned out to be good, because the brothers got a feel for all the different sections of New York and all the different ethnicities, and it came out in their music. Ira was a genius with lyrics, and George was truly a genius with music. And when Ira was a 10 or 11-year-old boy, he kept a journal and he kept writing things down. And when the boys came home after school, they always found their father in the kitchen drinking tea out of a glass and wearing a funny three-cornered hat. So Ira wrote this in his notebook. He wrote, "The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea." Now, 30 years later, Ira and George are writing a score for a movie which starred Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, and Ira slipped that line from when he was a 10-year-old boy into this next song. So here it is, "They Can't Take That Away From Me." Here's Brother Beau.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beat, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dream. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still, I'll always keep the memory of the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still, I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away. They can't take that away. They can't take that away from me. Thank you.
Thanks, Brother Beau. We featured Larry and Beau with the solos. And that's the great music of the Gershwin Brothers. Well, we've got one more Gershwin tune, and since this is the jazz series, this next show tune was adopted by every jazz musician that ever heard it, and it became an anthem for jazz. Ethel Merman first sang it, but Charlie Parker got a hold of it, and Dizzy Gillespie, and Thelonious Monk, the whole gang, all the jazzers made this an anthem. So here's Cindy to sing, and then we'll have some solos. Here's I've Got Rhythm, or I Got Rhythm.
green pastures. I got my man who could ask for anything more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him. You won't find him round my door. I've got starlight, I've got sweet dreams. I've got my man who could ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? Rhythm, I got music, I got my man who could ask for anything more. I've got daisies in green pastures, I got my man who could ask for anything more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him, you won't find him round my door. Starlight, I've got sweet dreams. I've got my man who could ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more?
All right, that was fun. That's a jazz anthem. Cindy got us started, and then we heard some wonderful solos from Neil and Larry and Beau. I got rhythm. Well, here's once again a return to the swinging sounds of Frank Sinatra. Turn to Larry Willis, and this is Witchcraft.
Those fingers in my hair, that sly come hither stare, burns my conscience bare. It's witchcraft, and I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? For it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And though I know it's strictly taboo, when you rouse the need those fingers in my hair, that sly come hither stare, that strips my conscience bare. It's witchcraft, and I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? For it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And though I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes indeed to me. Proceed in what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one I wouldn't switch, 'cause there's no nicer witch than you. Don't I know you from someplace? Salem, Massachusetts, maybe? Oh, it's witchcraft.
Thank you so much. Nicely done. Well, you know, it's just, the conditions are just so perfect. Being on this patio tonight, I don't think I'd want to be any other place in the whole world. It's just so beautiful out here tonight, and it's great to be with all of you. And it's just so pretty and so comfortable. We're blessed with a great night to kick off the Summer Jazz Series. Well, when you think of jazz, the musicians love to play on the Cole Porter tunes. So we've got a Cole Porter tune for you. It has a little Boston in it too. Here's Cindy to sing, and then we'll take a few solos. This is Let's Do It.
Birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. In Spain the best upper sets do it, Lithuanians, and let's do it, let's do it, let's fall in love. The Dutch in old Amsterdam do it, not to mention the Finns. Folks in Siam do it, think of Siamese twins. Some Argentines without means do it. People say in Boston even beans do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Romantic sponges, they say, do it. Oysters down at Oyster Bay, do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Cold Cape Cod clams against their wish, do it. Even lazy jellyfish, do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Electric eels, I might add, do it. Though it shocks them, I know. Why ask if shad do it? Waiter, bring me shad row in shallow shoals. English souls do it, goldfish in the privacy of those. Do it, let's do it, let's fall in love. Let's do it, let's fall in
Thank you so much, Cole Porter, and we had some fun exploring that with a little jazz. We're going to turn to a great recording by Sammy Davis Jr. in the 60s. Here's our own interpretation of this. We'll feature Larry Willis, and again we'll give it a jazzy treatment. Sammy Davis was a very jazzy singer and an all-around great performer. He was an actor, a phenomenal dancer. His singing had the same rhythm as his dancing had. Love this song. We'll explore it in a jazzy way. Here's I've Gotta Be Me.
Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, and I've been wrong plenty, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I gotta be me, I've gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? I wanna live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me, I've gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am. A faraway prize, a world of success. It's all waiting for me if I heed the call. I won't settle down, I won't settle for less. As long as there's a chance I can have it all, I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be me, I've gotta be free. Daring to try to do it or die, I gotta be me. Our own Neil Green on piano, ladies and gentlemen. I want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me, I gotta be me. What else can I be? It makes me what I am. That faraway prize, it's a world of success. Even if I break even, it's waiting for me if I heed the call. I won't settle down, it's too late. I won't settle for less. As long as there's a chance that I can have it all, I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free, I gotta be free. Daring to try to do it or die, I gotta be
remembering Sammy Davis Jr., Larry Willis, and Neil with a great, actually an organ solo on that. That was really cooking jazz there. A lot of fun. That's a good song. This next song reminds me that 50% of the jazz musicians' material was playing jazz on Broadway show tunes. So we've got a show tune here from 1947. That's the year my parents got married. And so that always rings a bell to me. This next song created history because the show was Brigadoon. The score was Lerner and Lowe, and it opened up in New York City in January of 1947, and people came out on a cold, snowy night singing this next song from the show. They were singing like a large chorus in Times Square, and it was written up in the paper. So here's a little jazzy treatment of Almost Like Being in Love.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from that way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like the bell that is ringing for me. And from that way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. It's almost like being in
That's Cindy Gale with the vocal, and nice solos from Larry Willis on guitar, Beau on trumpet, and Neil Green on piano.
Larry, let's meet you.
Well, it's time to swing a little bit with more Frank Sinatra, and then we'll have some solos. We're so happy to be part of the jazz series here this summer, and this is You Make Me Feel So Young.
Before you stop it, before you start,
let me say one thing. It's so wonderful to have such a friendly, inviting group here. You're so generous with your applause, and it's really wonderful. This next song, You Make Me Feel So Young, it's a special song for me. When my mother went into her assisted living, I used to go down and play for the gang there, but they weren't nice like you people, okay? I had just retired, and I'd play the song, and I'd say, I just retired, I probably don't look old enough to retire. And they said, oh no, you look old enough to retire. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this song called You Make Me Feel So Young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. 'Cause you and I, we're just like a couple of tots running across the meadows and picking up lots of forget-me-nots, because you make me feel so young, so young, so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray and it's happened already, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. So young, you make me feel so spring is sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. 'Cause you and I, we're just like a couple of tots. We're running across the meadow and picking up lots of forget-me-nots, because you make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful thing to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so, you make me feel so, you make me feel so young.
Thank you so much. Well, we're doing 2 sets tonight, and this will be our final number of the first set. And, it's a Cole Porter tune, We're going to have some fun playing a little jazz with this one. Cindy's going to get us started. This one took place on a ship. Cole Porter did the score for Anything Goes. You remember that one? You remember the story? Everybody was running around the ship, all kinds of escapades. And, I wish I were on that ship. But here we remember the Anything Goes with the theme song. Anything Goes, and we're going to play a little jazz too. So here we go.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows, anything goes. Good authors too, who once knew better words, now only use four-letter words, writing prose. Anything goes. The world is gone bad today, good's bad today, black's white today, day's night today. With most guys today, the women prize today are just silly gigolos. And though I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose.
Anytime, baby.
Anything goes.
Let's have a nice round of applause for Cindy. Larry Willis on the guitar and the vocals, our wonderful accompanist Neil Green, myself, Beau Winokur, my brother Bill Winokur. That will conclude our first segment. We're going to take about a 20-minute pause, and then we'll be back with our last segment. But I think they're revving up with some good food back there and beverages, so enjoy this beautiful evening. We'll be around. We'll come by and say hello, and we'd love to meet you. So we'll see you soon.
Well, we're off to a good start. That's a swinging number. It's wonderful. And we featured Larry on guitar, Neil on piano, Beau on trumpet, and a nice vocal from you. That was a swinging vocal, Cindy Gale. Well, you're going to hear from a composer that's not a household word, but he should be. His name is Frank Lesser, and he wrote the score for Guys and Dolls and other great songs. Frank Lesser has a good catalog of songs. Jazz musicians love this one. Frank Sinatra sang it. We're going to have fun with Luck, Be a Lady Tonight.
Luck, be a lady tonight. tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck, be a lady tonight. Luck, let this gentleman see what kind of girl you can be. I know the way you've treated other guys you've been with. Luck, be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair and it's not nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. Let's keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight. Now stick with me, baby. I'm the fella you came in with. A luck, be a lady tonight. Well, a lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair and it's not right. A lady doesn't wander all over the joint and blow on some other guy's dice. Let's keep this party polite and never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the fella you came in with. Luck, be a lady, luck, be a lady, luck, be a lady tonight. Stick with me, baby, luck, be a lady tonight.
What a fun number. Frank Lesser, Larry was swinging on that one, on the vocal, and we had some nice tasty jazz solos. Well, we're so happy to be part of this jazz series. We have one ballad for you, and jazz musicians love to play the ballads too. And so we're going to do one slow song, and this is a beauty by the Gershwin Brothers. And we're going to feature Beau on this because Bobby Hackett, the famous trumpet player, used to solo on this number, and Beau always thinks of Bobby when he plays this one. So here's Cindy to sing Embraceable You. We'll have a little jazzy treatment.
Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you. You alone bring out that gypsy in me. I love the many charms about you. Above all, what miles around. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to mama, do. My sweet embrace about you. I love the many charms about you. Above all, what miles around you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to mama, do. My sweet embrace about you. Thank you. Thank you, Beau.
Thank you so much, Cindy Gale and Beau Winokur. That was really beautiful. Well, here's a fun song. This was has a lot of meaning to a lot of people. Frank Sinatra, and we're going to swing on it. Here's The Second Time Around, Larry Willis.
Love is lovelier the second time around. Just as wonderful with both feet on the ground. It's that second time you've heard your love song sung. Makes you think perhaps that love like youth is wasted on the young. Love's more comfortable the second time you fall. Like a friendly home the second time you call. Who can say what led us to this miracle we found? There are those who bet love comes but once, and yet I'm oh so glad we've met the second time around. second time around. Just as wonderful with both feet on the ground. It's that second time you've heard your love song sung. It makes you think perhaps that love like youth is wasted on the young. Love's more comfortable the second time you fall. Like a friendly house the second time you fall. Who can say what led us to this miracle we have found? There are those who bet love comes but once, and yet I'm oh so glad we met the second time around. Second time around. I've been married for 44 years. Second time around. But 2 wives. It adds up though. 44 counts, right?
Okay, we're going to follow up the second time around with Taking a Chance on Love. This was in a movie years ago with Louis Armstrong and Lena Horne, and what a great song. Here we go.
Here I go again. I hear the trumpets blow again. All aglow again. I'm taking a chance on love. Here I slide again. About to take that ride again. Starry-eyed again. I'm taking a chance on love. I thought the cards were a frame up. I never would try, but now I'm taking a give up, and the ace of hearts is high. Things are mending now. I see a rainbow blending now. We'll have a happy ending now. I'm taking a chance on love. Here I go again. I hear the trumpets blow again. All aglow again. Taking a chance on love. Here I slide again. About to take that ride again. Starry-eyed again. Taking a chance on love. I thought the cards were a frame, but I never would try. But now I'm taking a give up, and the ace of hearts is high. Things are mending now. I see a rainbow blending now. We'll only had one husband. I feel left out.
Oh, come on. Everybody should be married at least once.
Well, listen, you one husband, but you have all of us too. All your bandmates. Yes, you do. All right, this next number takes us back to World War II. Frank Sinatra, young Frank Sinatra sang this one. And here's Saturday Night is the loneliest night of the week.
Oh, Saturday night is the loneliest night of the week, 'cause that's the night that my sweetheart and I used to dance cheek to cheek. I don't mind Sunday night at all, 'cause that's the night friends come to call. And Monday to Friday go fast, and another week has passed. But Saturday night, it's the loneliest night of the week. I sing the song that I sang for the memories I usually see, until I hear you at my door, until you're in my arms once more. Saturday night is the loneliest night of the week. Oh yeah. Saturday night, it's the loneliest night of the week. That's the night that my sweetie and I used to dance cheek to cheek. I don't mind Sunday night at all. That's the night friends come to call. And Monday to Friday go fast, and then another week has passed. But Saturday night, it's the loneliest night of the week. I sing the song that I sang for the memories I usually seek, until I hear you at my door, until you're in my arms once more. Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday night, oh Saturday night, loneliest night of the week.
Thank you so much, Larry Willis, with the vocal. That brings back a lot of memories to a lot of you, I bet, going back to the 40s. Well, here's a song by Irving Berlin. And this song was written as a vehicle for Fred Astaire to woo Ginger Rogers. All through the movie, Fred was singing song after song to Ginger Rogers, and nothing was working. But finally, they were walking through Central Park in New York, and it started to pour. And Frank rushed her into a gazebo, which was right close by, to keep her dry. And he sang this song to her. This is a song about a rainy day, but it's a happy song, and it won her over. By the end of the vocal, Ginger Rogers was Fred Astaire. So here's Isn't It a Lovely Day?
Isn't it a lovely day to be caught in the rain? You were going on your way, now you've got to remain. Just as you are going, leaving me all at sea. The clouds broke, they broke, but oh, what a break for me. I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in a storm. I can see where you and I could be cozy and warm. Let the rain pitter patter, 'cause it doesn't really matter if the skies are gray. As long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in a storm. I can see where you and I could be cozy and warm. Let the rain pitter patter, 'cause it doesn't really matter if the skies are gray. As long as I can be with you,
Any day of the week,
as long as I can be with you,
twice on Sunday.
as long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. Yeah.
That was fun. What a song Irving Berlin wrote. You can see why Fred won Ginger over. He had her captive in the gazebo. Well, this next song has a lot of historical significance. It was recorded in 1939 by a really young Frank Sinatra because he got his first professional job with Harry James and the orchestra. And they went in the recording studio before they toured and recorded All or Nothing at All. And it became, it went out to the radio stations, it became a #1 hit before the band even performed, Harry James with Frank Sinatra. So when they performed, this was done every night. And so we're going to recreate this back to 1939 and play a little jazz. Here's All or Nothing at All.
Billy, if I can say one thing, my dear mother, who I miss dearly, would tell me this story. She and her high school girlfriend would go into Boston, and Frank Sinatra would appear in the theater in between the movies. And they could stay all day long, so they'd pay their quarter in the morning, and they'd stay and he'd do shows, he'd come out and sing. And this was one of the tunes that he would sing for her in those days. All or nothing at all. Half full love never appeared to me. If your heart never could yield to me, then I'd rather have nothing at all. Oh, or nothing at all. If it's love, there is no in between. Why begin then cry for something that might have been? No, I'd rather have nothing at all. Please Please don't bring your lips so close to my cheek. Don't smile or I'd be lost beyond recall. The kiss in your eyes, the touch of your hand makes me weak, and my heart will grow dizzy and fall. And if I fell under the spell of your call, I would be lost in an undertow. So you see, I've got to say no, no, oh, nothing at all. Don't hold your lips so close to my cheek. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Beau Winokur. We call him Mr. New Year's Eve around the house. Oh, the kiss in your eyes, the touch of your hand makes me weak, and my heart will grow dizzy and fall. And if I fell under the spell of your call, I would be lost in an undertow. Still, you see, I've got to say no, no, oh, nothing at all, oh, nothing at all, oh, nothing at all.
Thank you so much. Great song, nicely sung, Larry, and nice trumpet solo from Brother Beau. Well, Ginny brought us in here, and we're honored to be here to be part of the jazz series that you're having this summer. And often jazz musicians would take pop tunes and show tunes in the modern era that had a rock beat to it and improvise on them. So Cindy's going to sing a Marvin Hamlish song from Chorus Line. It's called What I Did for Love. And then we're going to improvise on it, as the jazz musicians like to do on the pop tunes as well. And you'll see what that's like. A little improvisation on the gentle rock rhythm. So here we go. What I Did for Love. A little jazz in the pop idiom.
Kiss today goodbye, the sweetness and the sorrow. Wish me luck the same to you, but I can't regret what I did for love, what I did for dry. The dream was ours to borrow. It's as if we always Won't forget, can't regret what I did for
Thank you so much. You know, every time I hear Cindy sing that, I think she could have been in the original Broadway production. It's just so beautiful.
I wish.
Yeah, and then we kept going and gave Beau a flugelhorn solo and showed you what jazz is like over the pop and rock beat. And the early person you would have heard on the radio playing like that would have been Chuck Mangione on his flugelhorn. But there were many other jazz musicians playing all these great pop tunes and playing over the rock rhythm. So that's a popular thing for jazz musicians to do. And Beau, that was a really fine flugelhorn solo.
Yes, yes.
All right, now here's a tune, because this is the jazz series that jazz musicians ate up. And as I told you earlier, 50% of the material that jazz musicians played were show tunes or movie tunes. And then 50% of their material was original songs that they wrote. But the jazz musicians just revered this tune by Jerome Kern. So here's Larry to sing, then we'll improvise a little bit. Here's The Way You Look Tonight.
Someday, when you're all alone, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Oh yes, you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. tearing my fears apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you and the way you look tonight. His life, a man now. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you and the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight.
Thank you. That's Larry Willis. You've been listening to Cindy Gale and Bill and Beau and Neil. We have time for one more song for you. Before we play that last number, I want to tell you all that we play at a neighborhood restaurant in Coolidge Corner. It's called Brothers Restaurant. We're there on Saturday evenings from 7 to 9 and Sunday evenings from 6 to 8 with just a little Winokur trio. And we hope some of you, if you like what you heard, will come and see us sometime. We're also doing a concert at Sculler's Jazz Club on September 22nd. I know Freddie Taylor was over here speaking with you either earlier in this year or last year. I remember that. So we want to thank you, and Bill is going to now tell you about our last number.
We're going to play a number that you've never heard before. But it's especially for Ginny, and Ginny's right up front now. Ginny loves classic traditional jazz, and here's a masterpiece. Louis Armstrong, we think, is the father of jazz today. He invented all the concepts that jazz musicians employed all through the swing era right to the present. And he had a piano player by the name of Earl Father Hines, who was a genius, just like Louis was. So Louis sang this song to his piano player. So we're going to feature wild piano from Neil Green in the role of Earl Father Hines, and Beau's going to play some hot Louis Armstrong trumpet. They'll go back and forth, and Beau's going to sing to Earl Hines, but it's going to be to Neil, and it's called Piano Man. You're going to love this. Listen to these words. 1927. 1, 2, 1, strikes those ivories like he can. All about biology, he knows not a thing.
He's really king, piano man, piano man. On the ivories he can really swing. See that man there on the stool? He's a bull, a bull, a bull. Swing it, Father Hines. There's no one who strikes those ivories like he can. All about biology, he knows not a thing about pianology. He's really king, piano man, piano man. On the ivories he can really swing. See that man there on the stool? He's a bull, a bull, a bull. Swing it, Father Hines. Hey! Cindy Gale, Larry Willis, Bill Winokur, Beau Winokur, Neil Green, and